Pep,
What's up, Nap Shop Stadium? Nap Shop Studio. What up, brothers?
Napshot Stadium. Zam, you got to be careful, man. Slip of the tongue might cost us thousands of millions of dollars. People might sue us for
Let me
infringement.
rephrase that, yeah. Nap Shop Studio. What's up, Nap
yes.
Shop fam? What up, people?
All right, Zam, good to see you fashioning out that little hairstyle of yours. Okay, I think that's really helpful in the current climate right now. But Zam, just before we go through the lesson proper, just before we go through all the real agenda, I just want to put in the disclaimer, Zam. If you're not a lover boy, if you're not a big fan of Sergio Aguero, then it is the best time for you to look away. Because tonight's agenda will be laced heavily around Sergio Kun, the man himself. There you go. Aguero. We got Aguero on the topic right now, Zam. I'm just going to go through this quickly. It's going to be a lot about that man, the special man that we are going to speak about today, the Aguero special. Adios, amigos. It's just not about his legacy, his goal records, his stats, but we are also going to touch a bit about the emotional factor, and that will come from you, Zam, being a fan of his, and also that special moment when he scored that renowned goal against QPR. Also, for those of you guys who are watching us live right now, right after the Aguero special, it's going to take about just half an hour. We promise we're not going to go overrun or overboard with Aguero. We are going to touch on the top 5 best foreign strikers in Premier League era.
This is going to be spicy.
I know we're going to ruffle a lot of feathers, but then again, that's why we want it to be engaging. I want a lot of inputs from the comment section as well. 5 foreign strikers in the Premier League era. And of course, that is the whole idea actually sparked from the Aguero stat record. Yeah. Okay. And then the next one, we are going to preview the biggest one, Liverpool and also Arsenal for this week. And last but not least is Game Week 30, baby. And this is where we reveal all the 5 matches that we are going to predict. So hang on tight. I'm going to play you the best intro on earth. And right after that is, don't worry, it's not just going to be me and Zam. Don't worry. No, if you're going to get tired, we are going to have another 2 of our public, all right, our public favorite, which is Joe and also Liban. They are coming right in. So I don't know so much about Joe, but Liban definitely, he's about 5 minutes away. And right after that, we are going to start with the Kun Aguero special. So hang on tight, guys. See you guys in about 20 seconds.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're driven. There's no way that you make it.
Yo, it's Thursday, 9 p.m. Zam, I'm so happy, man. I'm ecstatic. I'm over the moon that football is finally back. Zam, did you catch any of the international matches? Zam, come on, speak the truth.
I've lost love with international football already, man. Even though I'm a Holland fan, but
that doesn't bother you.
Doesn't have the kick anymore. I feel.
Yeah, true, boy. And then I was reading, the English team did that, the Dutch team did this, and then French, the France team did this, Portugal, of course, the whole debacle, the whole story of Cristiano Ronaldo. He was doing the rock people's elbow, bam, boom, right to the floor. That created a lot of spark, but then again, it's still not sensational enough for us. It's still not spine tingling enough. But then again, the same cannot be said when I saw your picture. The picture that actually got us into panic station. You were all wired up, Zam. You were all wired up. What happened, bro?
Man, I had a bad case of chest pains, so I thought it was like heart attack, but thankfully doctors cleared me. Might be acid reflux also, but then I have follow up, man. But it's all good, man. It's all good.
It's good.
Thanks
all
to
right.
love. Yeah, thanks to love for those people who check in on me, man.
Yeah, bro. And a couple of guys actually texted me and said, hey, check out on Zam. What's happening with Zam, man? And then, I actually relayed some of the messages to you as well. Panic station, boy. We were all panicking, like, what's happening with this guy? Ever since he actually adopted the Pep Guardiola's hairstyle, everything is actually going downhill. So that has nothing to do with your hairstyle, Azam. Nothing.
No.
All right. So before we start proper, I just want to pick up a couple of really good comments coming in. Already now we've got a couple of people watching us live. Thank you so much, guys. Ridwan, Anthony, Marsha, what's up, guys? We all doing good. Ridwan, how are you doing? Ridwan actually broke a really good news. I'll share with you guys later on, Zam. All right, I have actually the excerpt of it. And then Muhammad Rian as well watching us. Snapchat Stadium. I told you.
I told you. Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother. It's just a slip of the tongue.
Someone's gonna spot you.
I'm gonna be frank with you. Just came back from the hospital, so a bit off the ground.
Off the ground. Okay, we'll get the system up and running as usual. All right, we've got Zach Raphael. What's up? Hi Zam.
What's up, Zach? What's up? Thanks for calling.
Zach. Thank you so much for watching us, man. Yeah. And then we also got Jay Shan. What up, boys? Jay, thank you so much for watching us. I know it's a boys' night out for you right now, but then again, you can multitask, man. What's better than hanging out with your boys with a glass of beer and also watching the real football show on YouTube, especially in the Southeast Asia context, right, Zam? And we've got the next one, Aslan, my man. Boom, 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 boom. The motor mouth, the good omen for Aslan. Aslan, I might need a bit of that rub of the green since you'll be coming up against the champions of last season, Aslan, against Liverpool, man. I'm not looking forward to it, but hey, we are going to go through the whole motion of it nonetheless. And then, Zam, as usual.
FJ, hello.
If it's Thursday, all right, there are a couple of certainties in life. Tex, Def, and also FJ watching us every 9 o'clock on Thursday night. So that's good. We've got all our regular customers watching us live. And for those of you who are watching us live for the first time right now, Zam, talk to them, man. What's the deal?
Thank you for coming. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you. No, share, like this, share this, with all our social. We have like YouTube, we have IG, have Facebook, and if you're on Facebook, obviously you're watching this live, and also we have Twitter. So check out the screen right now, all the channels, and I think we have Twitch as well, right?
Twitch, yes, we are actually also broadcasting via Twitch as well, and then boom, there you go, all formalities done. Let's get through lesson proper, the first one. And no prize for guessing, Zam. No prize for guessing. I was going through our snapshot on Instagram, and my God, if you're a City fan, you will quickly hit follow because you might think that, hey, this is a Man City fan page, man. Every post, all right, since yesterday, since the big announcement, it has all been Kun Aguero's news, and why not? What a man, what a legend. And I think the term legend has always been used freely and loosely. It has always been thrown around, by the smaller boys saying that, oh, this guy is a legend, he's a legend. But this guy is one proper legend. He epitomized the word legend itself. He encapsulated everything good about football, and especially for a striker. This is your prototype, right, Zam? The prototype of a striker. We're gonna talk really, really in depth and lengthy fashion about him. But then again, Zam, I want to ask you, man, when the news broke for the first time, Kun leaving. That's one. I don't want to start with the good note first. I want to start with something that's more sensational. All right, this is coming from Paul Merson, and Paul Merson. If it's not sensational, it will not make the news. It's only when it's sensational, then he will speak of it. I'm just going to read this quickly. I'm shocked at the decision, but Manchester City have someone else in mind. They must be bringing in a big name like an Erling Haaland or a Harry Kane or even a Kylian Mbappe. Otherwise, why do you not keep hold of Aguero? It's impossible not to get him. He's a goal machine. Zam, was this a case of this was probably one season too early for you personally, Zam?
Actually, if you look at it, right, the problem is that when the COVID pandemic happened, and he went out injured, I think the dynamics that Pep has for City changed a lot. I think I remember the time when Pep first came to City, his idea was to have Jesus and Aguero up front.
Together.
Together. But because of Mendy got injured, I think the plans all changed. And I think the fact that with the players that come and go, and where Pep has the players right now, I feel that he realized that it's very hard to be fair to Aguero, to give him that spot without disrupting the whole team dynamics.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's really I mean, it's really something that the news is not something that as a City fan, I know I dread this day, to be honest with you. I really dread this day. But to be honest with you, if you're talking about the team dynamics, something's got to give lah. And unfortunately, I mean Aguero with his form, being injured, and then he's not exactly lighting the league on this season, with his injury, and then he got COVID and what. So I think it's as okay. I as much as it's sentimental, but I think it's just business lah. It's purely business.
Okay.
It's really purely business.
And I know from a certain quarters when I'm reading online, before I go to you, I want those of you guys who are watching us live right now, okay, our normal army, the Napshot Studio Big Focus Army, I want to hear it from you guys as well. If you thought that this was probably slightly premature on your books, because I feel so, because I thought we all heard the whispers, right, Zam, that this might be his last season because his contract is ending this season. But man, he's a legend. He's a goal machine. You talk about him not setting up the league alight. You can't say the same for Gabriel Jesus as well. And that's why he has actually pushed Pep right into that corner, him playing with a false nine. So I think you to talk about from a professional term, surely a rolling contract might still work for a player like Kun Aguero. Because why? I'm saying it from this perspective, Zam. Again, I'm not throwing any shades at Manchester City. This guy is probably one of your biggest legend, if not the biggest, right after Vincent Kompany, especially the modern City era. This guy is a top goal scorer, not only in City, but foreign import as well. And you want to send him off fittingly with a full stadium around him, that rousing applause. Why didn't you just want to extend him for that one season? I'm pretty sure that he'll be all right with that kind of contract, Rizam.
Okay, I think it's more on the fact that from a business perspective, giving Aguero that so-called golden handshake send off, right? Freeze the wages, and I think the talk of I think the talk right now about City going for Messi and Haaland, both of them, all this talk is really interesting, because you see the problem is that with the wages and the formerly FFP, I think City is planning the moves, right? I mean, if you release Aguero's contract is running down, I'm sure that he's not going to take a reduction of wages. That's for sure. I think he wants to really secure himself another 1 or 2 years of financial before maybe he goes back to to Argentina to play for his boyhood club. So I think it's more on a business move from City. I mean, let's face it, players come and go. To be honest with you, I think also we have to look from the dynamics of the team. When Aguero play everything, Pep has to change the dynamics of the play. So by kind of like giving I wouldn't say premature. I think it's just okay. You know what? We're not going to renew your contract, so we're going to give you a chance for you to talk to other clubs. Okay. So, it's purely professional. You will always be a City legend. We will never say that. Oh, this is a route cut off. But I think it's more on a based on a professional level and also from a business perspective. I mean, let's face it, I think when we were talking about when Kompany left, how the team's gonna go, but we still push for the title. When Silva left, people were saying who's gonna step up. No, Aguero step up. But this season we do remember that we started the season without a striker.
Okay.
We remember we put City played with De Bruyne up front, Gundogan up front. So the thing is that the dynamics has changed a lot in that sense that, I mean, unfortunately, Aguero, we cannot give him that sending off, worthy of a legend like him. But because of the pandemic,
Okay, so that's good. That's really insightful from you, Pep Haizam Diola. Especially you're a City fan, so if there's any weightage, that must come from you. So we hold on to your words for that. But then again, let's bring in the next guy. He has been missing. When you talk about marriages, when you talk about the occasion of getting married, this guy is the most synonymous, man. If he's not involved in one, he's probably getting married. So it's either him participating in a wedding event. If not, he's the one getting wed. All right. So let's bring him on after 3 weeks of minor. In football term, this is a minor hamstring injury. So right now, great, he's back. Let's bring on the boy, none other than bad boy Tips. Steven!
What up, fellas?
What up, brother?
Hey, bro.
How you been doing, Tips?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I've been away for 3 weeks now? 3 shows I've missed?
3 shows, boy.
3 shows.
And
Yeah.
and tips throughout the whole 3 weeks, right? A lot of people has been throwing really bad rap, man, against Aston Villa, and so, it
There.
seems like the lion is back. So let's see if anybody is going to chat shit about claret and blue tonight. Wait, wedding? How was it, tips? How was it?
It was good. It was good. So finally, it's all done and dusted. Started the ROM in December, church wedding in February, and finally, temple wedding in 2 weeks ago. So
You look
it's
glorious,
over.
boy. You look
I,
glorious.
I'm actually happy. I'm totally happy. It's over and done. I'm like, I finally have my free time now. I
Okay.
can do, I can do what I want. I can catch up on football. I can catch up on, catch up with friends and everything. So it's
Uh-huh.
good to be back.
Good to be back. No.
It's good to be back. I can't wait to get started. Let's go. Let's
Yes,
go. Let's go.
we're so happy. Tips. I wanna touch on this, tips. This guy, right? Kun Aguero. We
Oh,
all
man,
know of
yeah.
her. We all have heard of him. And the same question that I actually asked Zam. Don't you think that again in terms of his sending off? Don't you think that it was a bit rushy? Could they have just waited for probably one more season when no fans are coming back in full flow, and you can then send him off like a proper legend that he is?
Yeah, I am. I mean, it was the writings were on the wall that he was going to leave. Considering the fact that how City has adapted. Since the start of the season without a out and out striker, they really adapted. So the writing was on the wall that he was going to leave. But I mean, I think City is smart in letting him go now, only because they need to look forward to the future. Nothing against Aguero, he's a legend. He's up there as one of the best strikers in the EPL. But I think to move forward, I think they have to start now. And I think it unfortunately, if not for COVID, he would have gotten a huge round of applause, standing ovation.
Yeah.
But it has to be. So I don't think it's anything wrong in that.
So it seems like it's a proper progression plan then, tips.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Man City.
I think for Man City, they're seeing long term. They have got a long term progress plan.
Okay.
So I think the time is now to bid farewell.
Okay. Yaya Toure, Vincent Company, and now Kun Aguero. Hope Man City and Pep have someone up their sleeve. I'm very sure Zam, being Man
Yes.
City. As you know, right now, I actually showed you a screenshot. I don't know why, but after so long, I finally got going for the all or nothing, not the Spurs version, but the Man City version. And I look at how you guys conduct your transfer business, the whole infrastructure, and the people behind Man City. Oh, you guys are destined for greatness in years to come, and this is a fucking empire. It's just not a football club, Nozam. I'm so impressed. I'm so astounded in how well oiled the people are and that whole infrastructure behind Man City. And for you guys to fail, it seems like it's almost impossible right now for Man City. And I'm very sure they have someone in mind by now.
I mean, I was just going to touch on what you said, An. When Man City was bought over in 2008, everyone was saying, they're just going to go. The sheikhs are going to be bought after a couple of years. When the time is over, Man City is just going to go back into oblivion. I'll be honest, I was one of those who went especially when they had Milner and they took Milner and Barry off us. And they took, and it was one season after the next season completely tore us apart.
Yeah.
So I was also hoping for that, but looking at them right now, 13 years later,
Yeah.
I think it's an with the affiliated clubs in Australia, in the US.
True.
I think they're not a foot. I think they're an empire.
Empire, yeah, it's an empire.
Actually, if you look at it, right, the Sheikh has really a long-term plan in their goals. I think football has evolved in such a way that I think if you look at it, right, like now United have been talking about having the director of football.
Yeah.
But
True.
City had when Pixie came into City,
Mm.
he did that role. He get the players that the manager wanted. So the football has evolved in such a way that you need to have as much advantage over your rivals. I think City doing, the City Football Group having, the affiliation club, feeder clubs, in Australia, in US, in India,
India,
it's something that football has evolved. It's either if you are an owner, if you are an owner, you put up or shut up. You don't play with the fans nostalgic feelings of saying, like what Mike Ashley did. Start off very gung-ho, and then now the fans are turning against him.
Yeah.
You look at Wolves, make the investment. I think it's really more of the, unfortunately, whether people like it or not, it's become a business model.
No, and I think the biggest compliment that City can actually just absorb, right? You have really businesses or business consortium, a sport consortium, just sprouting out like mushrooms after the rain. You got especially the biggest one, RB Leipzig. They
Yeah,
are
that's
they are
they,
emulating your footprint to the team, man, and how they conduct business for
Mm.
their own branding. So I guess
yeah.
the biggest compliment that Man City can take right now is a lot of businesses around them. They are using Man City as the prototype for how
Yes.
business management and football can both interlace
Mm.
together.
I
So yep,
agree.
good
Yeah,
of
even Villa has been taking that approach as well. I
yes,
mean,
true tips, yeah, true.
yeah, there's been taking this approach as well with director of football, and how
Mhm.
you've got a head of talent scout, a head of executive talent
Yeah.
for youngsters. So it's not only your first team, but since with
You
the
cover
youth
from
team
here.
as well, and also try to expand. The only thing I
Completely.
think, and I think, yeah, apart from City and the Red Bull brand, I
Yep.
don't know any other clubs that has started this. Affiliated clubs or sub clubs
No, it
worldwide.
doesn't. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think so. I mean, taking into experienced football manager in that sense. Like
Always.
those. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Always. I mean, football manager is the closest thing a fan can understand how the
Yeah.
business model of football works.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
like like when they have agreement of like, oh, let's have a feeder club. It's not a long term plan. It's always like maybe a 1 year, 2 year, and then they
Mm.
will review whether does it work or not.
Okay.
But for
Yeah.
City, it's different because in a way that okay, we put we buy over this club.
Mhm.
Yeah, you are affiliate to the club, but then
Mhm.
again, they are not competing with each other in that sense because it's let's say for like Melbourne City.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
are an Australian club.
Mm.
They can tap the Australian players, and
Yeah.
then if any if let's say a wonder kid from Australia makes it good, right? City
Mm.
will have first dips.
Yeah.
Or even
Yeah.
if you look at the lucrative market of the US, like when they make
Mm.
New York City FC, they
Yeah.
are looking at the branding as like US is basically a gold mine for football fans.
Yeah,
For
it
football.
is. It is.
And
Yeah, it is.
let's say if you have a Messi, an American Messi, or
Yeah.
City will have first dips because you know what? Like,
Yeah.
okay, we get this. He playing in New York City FC.
Mhm.
Okay, we get him, putting him. If he makes it or not, it's another thing altogether. So it,
Have you
it
seen?
has evolved so much that
Yeah.
it's not only about scouting. Like talent
Mhm.
scout. I mean, you are looking at the worldwide perspective.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, take a look at Jack Harrison, who's at Leeds right
Oh,
now,
yeah.
right? He's
Oh,
actually on
yeah.
loan from Man City, but
Man
I
City.
think,
Man City.
but before, I mean, he didn't really play for Man City much. He was in the New York City club in the
Setup.
US.
Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
what? He was formerly a United youth player.
Yes.
He was
Yeah.
a United youth player, and and he's basically, if you look at it,
Yeah.
he couldn't cut it in United Youth Academy, so he went to US. I think he went to for a college scholarship or something.
Yep.
Mm.
So he got picked for New York City. I think their draft, and then he played for NYCFC, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
because it's by affiliation. So City,
Sure.
okay, we'll pay, we'll do the necessary transfer, which
Uh-huh.
people may say that it's very shady in that sense. But I mean, if you're
Whatever works,
affiliated
man.
club, yeah,
Whatever
whatever
works,
works, man.
Whatever works.
You
Whatever
can't
works.
question in that sense, yeah. So that's the thing, lah.
All right, so let's go on to the next one. Muhammad Rian, if City wins the Champions League, he leaves with honor and possibly the greatest City player ever. Yeah, there's always that hope, that strain of hope that if City actually clinch the unprecedented quadruple, he could live on an all-time high, man. That
That
would
was
really
already
be
that's
really
the
good for
icing on
City.
the cake, man.
True. And Aslan mentioned City moving forward. Maybe they are targeting to buy a younger prolific striker. Aguero also achieved almost everything at City. I hope he goes to another title challenging team. I don't think he's done, man. I don't know about you guys. I don't think Aguero is near done.
Nah,
It's
he's
not
not.
a finished project. Yeah. And then I'm leaving my prediction here before sleeping. Hey, why sleep so early? It's only 9 o'clock. I'm leaving my prediction before sleeping.
Tomorrow's holiday, brother.
Yeah, it's holiday, bro. Come
Isaac,
on.
tomorrow's holiday.
And then Kiran, thank you so much, Kiran, for chiming in as usual. Right timing from club's perspective with the current climate. No guarantee for him to go out with a full crowd. Anyway, yep, true. No, good point. Don't think not having that undermines any of his achievement. Like what Haizam says, he may even end on a sour note if he stays one more season. No, good point, Kiran. Good point. And then, welcome back, Tiban. Fanfare. Aguero to return to Argentina. We'll speak, Sanjeev. More about it later on. Okay. And then Ridwan else mentioned, I think Aguero could be going back to Argentina or Italy. Hold on, man. Hold on. We are going to touch on that particular topic for a bit. And also, last but not least, another congratulatory message for our guy, Tiban. Yeah. So the
Thanks,
next
bro.
one, I want to go through the most heart-wrenching, tear-jerking moment. So let's keep calm. 1 minute. Appreciate this moment, especially the commentary. All right. So let's appreciate this beautiful moment. Haizam, get your tissues ready, and right after this, you are going to speak to us, almost eulogy style. All right, so let's go.
To the 3 points. Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again. So watch it, drink it in. They've just heard the news at the Stadium of Light. 2 goals in added time for Manchester City to snatch the title away from Manchester United. Stupendous!
Oh, Zam. I'm very sure you are rolling back all the years. All those tapes are now rolling back ka-ching, all the way to that particular match. But before I go to you, I want to go to tips. So tips, I heard that clearly, right, vividly. I swear that you will never see anything better than that in your life.
Nope.
Has,
I was.
has anything right now top that achievement currently? That was stupendous moment when it comes to just title clinching act. I know you're gonna go to Villa.
I'm gonna go into the fact that when you got promoted, for a couple of seasons ago, but in all seriousness, that was that moment. I remember that exact same moment when that match was happening. I was working in a bar. I was a bar manager back then. So I was following both games. As a football fan, right?
Yeah.
Down to the wire, following both games. So United, took the lead. They're going to win, and then out of nowhere, Aguero comes in, or rather, City scores 2 goals in stoppage time.
Out of nowhere.
Who would have expected that? And Aguero, it's like
Fergie time, man. Fergie time.
Yeah, Fergie time. I think that moment literally changed the landscape of football, because I think if City hadn't won, that was their first title, right?
Yeah,
and I think if City hadn't won that, things may have been different, because United would have won that, capitalized on that. But I think that was. I got to give it to City. I've got to give it to Aguero. I've got to give it to all City fans for that day. That was iconic.
And tips, I want to talk about the goal itself, all right? Just leave the celebration aside. That guy, Kun Aguero, had that presence of mind.
Yes.
Not to, first and foremost, he could have easily just hit the deck, right? Because there was an outstretched leg.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to name names, but there are certain players right now who are playing their trades in the Premier League will hit their deck immediately. Drop off the pin, they will do it. Drop over the head, they will do it. But he had that presence of mind, that control, that composure. It was as if time really stood still for him, Tips.
Yes.
Right.
I think that's what makes him stand out as one of the best foreign imports or strikers in the world. Let's not talk about foreign import. Let's talk about strikers.
World context, man. Yeah.
Compared to, not naming anyone but strikers that we have now.
Yeah.
He took his chance. He could have simply gone down. But I think he wanted to take it. It takes a lot to go through that at that point of time. And I think he was very calm, composed. And the finishing as well. It was just
top notch, man.
It was literally there. The keeper could have saved it, but it just went in at the right moment, in the right speed, right direction. I got to give it to him.
Yeah, and let's go to the guy itself, Tips. We know I mean, he has been going on and on in the WhatsApp group talking about that was the best ever gift. That was the best marriage gift that he can ever receive. Pep Haizam Diola. This is your moment. This is your time. The spotlight is yours. The mic is yours, Pep. Go on, man. Talk to us. First and foremost, where were you watching that match from?
As a fan, as a City fan since 1998.
1998. You got to re-emphasize. 1998.
1998.
Not 2008.
I never even thought that would happen. And the best part or the worst part, depending on how people want to look at it, I got married on that day.
Wow.
That's whammy number. Okay, that's not even a whammy. The
double
thing is
whammy on a positive context.
My wife told me, you're not watching the game. I didn't watch the game at all.
Okay.
Damn.
I woke up the next day. My phone was blowing up. Facebook, WhatsApp. All people were saying, did you watch the game? City won the title. And you know what? I went to live score and I saw 3-2 to City. I was like, my goosebump. I was on bed. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my god. And every single time I tell people, every single time I watch the video, I fucking teared. You know, that
Yep.
goal. And I think no one, okay, I don't know whether people realize it, that
Yeah.
when Aguero was the one who started the passing to Balotelli
He was.
on
He was.
his only one assist, and he
The
scored.
solitary assist came
That's
from
the only
Balotelli that
assist,
season.
that only assist from Balotelli that season.
Had to be that goal. Had to be that goal.
I tell you, as a City fan since 1990, it's just fucking typical City, like doing it down the wire. And then when I saw
Wow.
the video, like when I saw, United players, their faces were priceless. Oh my god! And we're like,
Ooh,
people
dejection,
were
man.
talking about Fergie time.
Mhm.
Oh my god! I was like,
And that was the perfect retribution in a sense, right? Because Fergie always does it to another team. And that was him tasting his own medicine. In his own Fergie time, he got robbed of a title. And I
I like to
remember.
say this, though.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I like to say this. If any Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan here, there was one scene that Captain Hook was said, vindication.
No, and you notice now how Haizam, right? While expressing his emotions, not even saying that, expressing emotions, he was coming so close to the camera. Any given moment, he probably would have gone into the camera.
That's why when he was doing so, I was pulling back, Steve. I was pulling back. This guy was about to appear. He talked about Brooklyn. He was becoming Juon. He was coming off the screen already. But then again, I want to share my experience there because my dad is a hardcore Man United fan. So for those who knows me personally, he's a walking advert, right? He stopped to Manchester United. So the match ended already at Stadium of Light. So he was just prowling around in front of the TV because he couldn't stand the heat. And then he was holding this the IKEA chair, the small stools, right? So I remember the color, one green and one blue. He was just holding, he was just lapping up the moment. And he said like he spoke to me. He calls me Abang, right? Abang, come, take a look at this. Look at how dejected these people will be right after the final whistle. And I said, like, I told him, no, dude, just stay for a while. And then he calls my mom out, because I know it was really midnight. And he calls my mom out. Come, let's celebrate together as a family. Manchester United is gonna win it again. This time, like my Bayern Munich style. And then Aguero had to come into the picture. I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. Those IKEA stools are no longer in existence. RIP. Broke into pieces, bro. Really broke into pieces. He smashed those things into the wall. And then he said, like, I'm never going to watch football anymore right after this. Like, wait, you served that shit a lot to other people and now you don't want to take it.
Wait,
But then again,
has he watched football since?
No, yes, of course. He's a United guy, man. He cannot latch off. But then again, even if you had all the money in the world, you can never get a top Hollywood director, man, to write a better script in football, right, Tips? Wait, how do we even describe that moment?
Poetic ending.
Poetic.
That's Steven's word. Poetic is really indescribable.
Indescribable, right? Let's go. Couple of comments, really good one. Drink it in, Nurul Amin. Yes, Man City hardcore all the way. All right, from Malaysia. I hope everything is good right now with you, Amin, and your family. Stay safe, bro. Stay safe. And then
guys,
we've got Habib. No, literally broke my heart on the spot. No prize for guessing, right, Haizam? This video when United lost 1-6 to City, but it was a close fight. It was the same season as well, right?
Yes,
same season as well when you guys lost 1-6. And then 93-2-0. That moment was priceless from Mirza Haris. By the way, Martin Tyler's scream was full of goosebumps, man. That's why it was definitely
It's
priceless.
iconic. That script he said, like, it's really iconic. Like,
And you know what? They actually interviewed his co-host, or rather the co-commentator for that match. I can't remember his name, but he told me that he said that he completely shut. He went mum. The words were not coming out until now. He gives a lot of plaudits to Martin Tyler because during that really high octane moment, he could still come up with all those really brilliant, perfect words and sentence. Stupendous, blah blah blah. I'm like, wow.
drink it in,
Drink it in.
Drink it in. Oh my god.
As a Liverpool fan, I remember every second of this moment, and this is the most iconic moment in Premier League's era. Man, everybody was celebrating because see, right now it has come to a point. If it's not our team, we want City to win it. Okay, and that was the start of it. That was the marker. So if we don't win it for our own team, then let City have it. No problem at all. No issues. And then Haizam got married on that day, double whammy. And also, every time you watch that goal again and again, you still got
you can I agree with this.
You can still drink. You still drink up to it, man. And this was the moment City broke the typical City curse for once. A cheeky one. A really cheeky one by FJ. But you also scored that night lah.
Hey,
Saifuddin,
then why you go
United.
Man United?
I mean, to be honest, I did not celebrate Jacko's goal. It was just not enough. True. Wife
True.
tried to console, but then Aguero happened. Aguero is probably a coin term right now. What happened? Aguero happened, right? Seeing Fergie's face in that particular game, saying that play is okay. Yeah, true. But kudos to them. They came back, right? The next season.
Yeah.
They came back, and that was his one song. Really good one. And then, whoa, Faris, after so long. Hello, Pips. It's been a while. I'm back, Faris. I hope that we can hear more of you. Hi, Faris. Welcome back. Welcome back to you as well. And then I swear I never see anything like this ever again. Stupendous. All right, let's go to the man himself. This is really a couple of records that we want to speak about. Look at those, man. We are definitely running out of superlative to describe this. I don't know, this bionic man.
12 most PL hat tricks. Gosh.
Yes, 181 and then 108 best minute goal ratio of all times, of all times. Man, you can go on and on and on. The list is almost endless. But then again, how good is this guy, Tips, in your book, at least?
He's up there. I mean, if you would ask me to name in order, that's going to be a bit tough. We'll come to that. But like I said, in terms of all the players that I've seen in the Premier League, let's compare even with the English players as well, right?
Yeah.
I think Aguero has cemented his legend as one of the best players to ever grace the Premier League, or best strikers to ever grace football. I think. Period. I mean, yes, people may argue, but look at the stats. I mean, he's done. He was pretty famous in Atletico before he moved to Man City, right? But he was still up and coming then, and came to Man City, 10 years, 10, 11 years, and I think he's up there.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on what Tips actually made mention of, Zam, because I had the same doubt as well. He came from Atletico. He was the next big thing after El Nino, right? Torres left for Liverpool, and then the next upcoming was Kun Aguero. Did you think for once when Man City signed him, he could have stayed for this long? You are talking about a decade, Because with South American, right? Once they hit their optimum, my dream is to play for Barcelona and Real Madrid. It has always been my childhood dream. Those little bullshit cliche. But have you ever envisaged that he can stay, he would have stayed this long and to achieve all those stats and glory for himself?
To be honest with you, right, when we bought him, right, I was like thinking like, okay, you know what? Maybe he can do what Torres did for Liverpool, But for him to stay that long, it's I would say no. When he got his groove, when he became the legend, especially the 2012. I think 2012 that Aguero moment sealed his reputation. Like he's gonna be a City legend through and through. Like he can retire. He can if he goes on a decline. I mean, we will not give. We will not begrudge him of that. Because the thing is that he does the shift, and he does the shift. He did all the work. He did what strikers are paid to do. He scores the goals. He doesn't score all the outstanding goal. He score where it matters.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And the fact that he lasted 10 years, and leaving this season, it's
all
already
it's
all the more impossible. The thing is that he could have left, when Pep came into. I remember that rumor when Pep took over City. There were rumors that
they weren't on good terms.
They were on good terms. Blah blah blah. So he could have left. I think that was a Steven Gerrard moment for City fans. Well, I say, would he leave for another EPL club? But then he stayed. He pulled out his sock. He actually changed his game dynamics. If you look at it,
and that's the thing that I really want to touch on, right? How proactive Aguero is as a player to completely evolve his game. Yeah. He was that typical number 9, that you rely on heavily. And then when Pep came in, he had to reinvent his game, and he found it really tough going at first. But once he got into the groove, he became the Aguero that we all knew and loved again.
That's the beauty of it.
And that's the biggest prop that I can give to Sergio Aguero, because look at players like Yaya Toure, right? When Pep came in, we all knew that the writing was on the wall. He's going to take the exit door. And just to make the matters worse, the birthday cake, and that's about it.
Birthday cake.
For Sergio Aguero to reinvent himself, to redevelop his striking instinct, and now to play a different system, a system that is so demanding, also considering his injury, I think kudos to him, man. That is really, really a hallmark of a true legend. And with that, of course, we want to touch on this quickly. Sergio Aguero, possible next destination, guys. Where will he be next season? Premier League or abroad. So we have actually prepared a couple of visuals for we all to go through. Really quick one. The first one, this is by far the strongest rumors. His kawan, his akaliao, his buddy, good friend. They are both godfathers for each other's sons and children. Them lining up. I want to go with tips. Tips. What do you rate, man? Out of 10.
I think it's a very high chance. Out of 10, I would say 9.
Wow. And that would also, I think it's a good business for Barcelona to actually attain, because why? You not only do you sign a good striker, probably a top 10 striker in the world, but you also retain the service of your legend.
Messi. Of
Yeah.
Messi. And
Right.
and the other thing is, let's face it, right?
Hmm.
Barca, Madrid. He's not going to go to Madrid because of the Atletico affiliation there.
February.
So
Yeah,
this,
so-
this, so we can nullify this totally.
Nah, I will nullify this. I don't think he'll go to Madrid.
Okay, so Barcelona is 9.10. What about this, Zam? Coming back to his boyhood club,
This is
Atletico. What?
This will be tricky because I feel that with Diego Simeone's tactics, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he will be a good fit, because if you look at it, right, Suarez is the arrowhead in Atletico Madrid, and I don't see him and Aguero and Suarez playing together in that formation that Simeone plays, lah. Because if you look at it, Aguero is not a playmaker in a sense. He's not a creator.
Ah.
Suarez can score the goals, but he does I would say the Diego Costa kind of player, going
does
for
the
all the
dirty
balls.
jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is that I don't think it will be a perfect fit in that sense. But I'm like I said, if he goes back to Atletico Madrid, I'm not surprised, because I wouldn't say he's a legend there, but I think he's well respected.
Yeah.
In that sense.
He was their captain, right? After
Yeah,
Torres, right?
he was captain. Yeah.
Yeah, and they won. I think they won Europa with him as well at the helm. So out of 10, Zam, what would you rate this?
I would say I think Atletico would be a 5 out of 10 for me.
5 out of 10. And
Yeah.
while we are doing this, right, guys, so for those of you guys who are watching us still, just place it in the comment, man. We really love to hear it from you guys. Where do you think Kun Aguero will land himself next season? So Tips mentioned this is probably a 9 to 10, 9 out of 10. All right, really, really high possibility that this is going to happen. No chance in hell. No chance of him, all right, donning on the Los Merengues famous white jersey. And then Haizam gave this a 5. Any chance of this, boys? PSG.
Ooh.
They need a striker,
Wow.
don't they?
There is a chance. There is a chance. I would say. I mean, think about it, right? Neymar, him, and Mbappe up front.
Ooh.
Tantalizing,
Ooh.
boy.
Or even if Mbappe leaves, that's him, Icardi and Neymar.
Yeah. True.
Very tantalizing. There is a chance of him going there,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Something in me just never. I don't think he'll go to PSG. I
No?
think he's got the hunger to fight more than go to PSG and easily win the league.
Okay. So not for you. You don't feel that.
Nah, I mean, I won't entirely rule out like Madrid. I would say maybe 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10, right? Fair enough. 3 out of 10. And what about this? The king of free transfers, Zam. If you know there's free transfer, there will be one big vulture by the name of Juventus just circling around. What do you make of this? He can definitely fit into the project, can't he?
If Cristiano Ronaldo leaves Juventus, I see that there is a chance for Juventus to take him, because I feel that right now Juventus has this issue about, like, okay, I think this season by far is Cristiano Ronaldo's, I would say, worst season. I wouldn't say worst, no, but he's not.
I mean, but his high standards.
Our
that is-
Chris standards, yeah.
But Chris standards is considered his worst season. So I think if he goes to Juventus, I think if this is only because Juventus have sold off Ronaldo. That's about it, actually.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that means there will be a domino effect. Cristiano needs to leave before Aguero comes in. So what would you rate out of 10 then for Juventus?
I think that would be a 4 out of 10.
4 of 10. Okay.
4
Don't
out
look
of
too
10,
good.
yeah.
Don't look too
Yeah.
good. And then last but not least, I personally want this to happen, man, because I don't want to lose Aguero to another brand.
No,
I
bro.
want him to play his Hey, Arsenal made a bid, believe it or not. But then again, Tips, if you're a legend, your statue right now is being erected firmly outside the ground. Wouldn't it be weird for you to don on
Yeah.
another Premier jersey?
I mean, yeah. Nah, I just don't see this happening. I mean, okay, he's definitely not going to go to United. Let's face it, right? It's a no-go. It's an absolute no-go. I don't
Really?
think he will not.
Okay.
He will not. Not
I
after
don't
10.
really
Not
see
after
that.
10, 11 years. Not after 11 years, lah. Not after breaking their hearts as well. Would he go to the club that shall not be named? I don't think he will as well. Okay, Chelsea no go. They've got Werner. You know they can rave about Werner. Spurs and Arsenal. I mean, I just don't think Spurs or Arsenal could afford him. No disrespect.
Yeah.
And apart, if you see below them the tier, Everton, Leeds, West Ham, Villa. I don't think any clubs.
But Tips, having said that, right? He's not on crazy money, Tips. He's only on 200,000.
Bro,
We
that is
pay-
crazy money, bro.
maybe we pay Aubameyang 350, boy.
I mean, you pay for the hell of Aubameyang.
Right now. Before that, we didn't know he would have come out with Travis Scott's hairstyle. But then we pay our player top dollars, man. Surely
Fair enough.
we
I mean, if you're paying 300, okay, no. You see, okay. So let's talk about Arsenal. If Arsenal is paying 350 to Aubameyang,
Aubameyang, yeah.
I don't think they will have the finances then pay 200. That's almost $500,000 a week on two players
Okay, sure.
with the pandemic this hard, right? I mean, if you're talking about clubs like Everton, Villa, Spurs, Leeds, whoever, even Spurs, West Ham, I don't think any club would be crazy to pay one player 200,000 and then the rest of their players on such low amount is going to cause disharmony within the club.
Okay. So
I mean, you talk about Everton, right? If he's going to go to Everton, and then you've got DCL there, you've got Richarlison, you've got Rodriguez. If he stays, they're not going to be happy. If he moves to Villa, Grealish isn't going to be happy. I mean, yeah, Grealish would love to play off him, but in terms of money wise, no. So I don't think any PL clubs. However, I think he may go back to his boyhood club as well.
Independiente.
Independiente, yeah.
Wow. But then
But
again,
okay, but I just realized something because
what's up?
there were talks about that the City management was saying this. You know what? You will always be welcome back to City. So I think this is an outside chance that he might go to US play for New York City FC.
New York City FC.
Monkey player. I mean, look at it. Monkey player. He can do what Zlatan did for
But don't you feel that there is always that burning desire for him to complete one more trophy, which is the Champions League that has always eluded him? If you guys don't win it,
let's put it this way. If this season, if City wins the UCL, which I'm crossing my fingers, it's just be the perfect sending off.
and you're
It's
not
really a
going to watch,
perfect sending.
and you're not going to watch the final.
I'm not gonna watch the final
because you don't want to jinx it. So
I
that's
want to
complete.
jinx it.
So New York City might be a possible destination, but if it's not, I'm sure. Look, he's only 32 years old, right? So there is still a bit of energy in him. There's still a bit of movement in his legs. I don't think he will go to probably no disrespect to the American project, but he can still ply his trade in all top 5 European clubs still. Don't you think? Germany.
I mean, if you look at it, like when Tevez left for Juventus, he didn't exactly lead the league on fire with the way, because it was kind of like he's on the decline. And I think also we got to take into account that this pandemic, the whole dynamics has changed.
Spending power,
Spending power has changed. So the thing is that it's either you look at longevity, like how Zlatan did, or you just have to understand that maybe it's time for me to kind of take a step back, join a slower pace league, maybe like Bundesliga. But then again, I think the language barrier and also the fact that whether is it environmentally feasible for him, of a play for him.
Okay.
So I think the closest thing that maybe the rumors will be like, he goes to Barcelona, he plays with Messi 2-3 years, he goes back to his boyhood club. I mean, that can happen. That's a reality.
Okay. All right. Ridwan, if he were to choose a Premier team, it could be Arsenal, Spurs, or maybe Manchester United. But of course, he wants to play the Champions League. And then, not surprised if Napoli comes knocking for his service. Wow. Napoli, that was a doghouse, probably came out of nowhere. Arsenal really, Mirza. He's only 22. No way he's going back to Argentina. Even just
your laughter, I cannot take over it.
just dishing out 93.2, man. Maybe LA Galaxy lah. Nah, man. If he's going to the States, probably the New York City makes a lot of sense.
Not LA.
And also if you're branding exposure. But then again, Azam, just a cheeky one. Now that he's out, all right, now this has been established. Does this now pave the way for Harry Kane to come into Man City? Come on, tell me the truth. Does this now pave the way for Harry Kane?
Okay, I'm not a huge fan of Harry Kane, to be honest with you.
You're not.
I'm not a huge fan. I feel that with the fact that he's a good player. I no doubt about it. But
Okay.
his injury is, his injury list is very suspect in that sense. So I don't think that he's gonna be a perfect. I honest with you, if City buys Harry Kane, right, I'll be stumped. Like, why?
No lah, bro. City will not buy Harry Kane lah. First,
Yeah.
Harry Kane is 28 this year.
Yeah.
By the time the next year he's 28, he's gonna offer them 4 seasons. I think City is gonna look at someone who's gonna offer them at least the next 10 seasons at least. At least.
Yep. I mean, Haaland, all right.
Haaland.
I'm very sure those cough are now referring or referencing to Haaland. But now, this breaking news, all right? Feb has actually just reported that Mino Raiola and Barcelona and also Haaland, they are now just probably there's a big prospect. It could be done. Barcelona. So, my God, and how convenient it is, right, Tips? After the FFP new ruling, whereby they say that, although you don't earn that much, you can loosen the purse string. Aizam, you don't say, yeah. Aizam, I know in the
Corruption.
No. Sorry, Zam, you're a bro, but you cannot.
You stay out of it. You are the biggest perpetrator when it comes to FFP, okay?
Yes.
We all know that, Zam. But then how convenient it is for Barcelona. Ever since FFP came out with the new ruling, they are now in talks with Erling Haaland. If Haaland goes to Barcelona, I'm very sure Aguero would have to go to somewhere else, and that means Kane, if he ever is going to move, he's going to go somewhere else too, Tips.
True. I mean, before we touch on that, right? I mean, doesn't this show the writing is on the wall? FFP is only there for the smaller clubs. I'm sorry to say this. I love you, Zam, bro, but it's there for the smaller clubs. It clearly shows. If this doesn't show you, then nothing else. Why would FFP so hard on FFP, going hard on clubs and all of that, and then this season out of nowhere suddenly they want to remove FFP and bring in something new? Why? Because
the big clubs are
The big boys are suffering. The big boys are suffering.
Inter Milan are suffering. Of course, you see the thing is that right now, like what I say, I'm really anti FFP, to be honest with you. The problem with this is that with UEFA,
and he's a City guy, he's a City guy, mind you.
manager mode. So the thing is that with Barcelona, the thing is that I kind of like start hating Barcelona with the fact that they can't even get their house in order. They are spending players like nobody's business, and then they are in debt, and then suddenly FFP conveniently just So it just shows that the C word is very strong there. The C word is very suspect.
Only for Barcelona.
I want to say Real Madrid also. Not like for City, I think it's
how convenient Barcelona, Real Madrid.
He went around.
He
He didn't want to touch the C word, and that is not corrupt. No City. Oh boy. Okay. So right now. So with all this talk that Aguero is now going up, blah blah blah. If City does not buy any replacement, because right now we are expecting a mega signing, right? As fans, we are always highly impressionable. We always want to see the big boys coming in. But if it does not happen, why don't you consider this guy?
No,
Jesus.
man. How long already?
Jesus. Look at them. Zam. He's bawling his eyes out. Nobody is considering him. Why? Why, Zam? Why is nobody considering Gabriel Jesus?
He's not an out striker. He's hardworking, but he's not. I would say he's not a Aguero type of player. Unfortunately, with the fact that he has been there for more than 2-3 years, he's not seeing. We are not seeing the best that he can be. He does the shift, but unfortunately, I wouldn't say he's not good enough. He's good enough. The thing is that he's not Aguero good enough.
Oh, Aguero good enough. All right.
Actually, I literally had this thing now, like bright on my, shine on my head right now.
Yep.
Again.
Okay, go on, Tips. Go on,
okay.
Tips. Go on, Tips.
You want to address it?
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to this.
No. What just hit me, right? Aguero goes synonymous with City, right? He's a legend and everything. Unfortunately, right, City does not really have the best of tracks when it comes to having strikers in their team.
Okay.
I mean, we talk about Benjani, we talk about Roque Santa Cruz, we talk about, all these people who've come through the door.
Joe from
Joe, yeah. And then, Aguero comes in, he does well. Now, if they don't get Haaland because of if Barcelona can get them, and, Kane doesn't fit their model, which other strikers are they going to buy? I think it's going to be pretty tough for City in that aspect.
Yeah, true.
Are they going to get? Yeah, are they going to get Icardi from PSG? Going to cost crazy money, So,
true. No, I agree, and that's the thing, right? Like you mentioned, I think City got extraordinarily lucky with Kun Aguero, and that's why they had. I think with Kun Aguero himself, he actually went through 3 managerial changes. So he was with Mancini, and was he with? And then right after Mancini was Pellegrini, and also with Aguero, and last Pep Guardiola. And he has been a constant. He has been a fixture. And even for the manager, they don't have to think for a second. Who do I have? When it comes to goal scoring act, I don't have to rely on anybody else. And because this guy has always been the omnipresence in front of goal.
Yes.
So no, you are right. So right now they are in probably uncharted waters to look out for the next striker that will that will represent continuity, longevity, and also consistency. Because to top this guy off, they have a huge boots to fill, boy.
Exactly. However, with that being said as well, just take a look at City this season without Aguero. Virtually, they've played the entire season without Aguero. And, I mean, apart from that slow start they've had, look at them. They are just firing on all cylinders. So I think City, they are equally well adapted. Or well, to actually... They've probably adapted themselves to brace this storm that probably is going to come upon them.
Yeah, yep.
In terms of not being able to find a striker.
And Zam, if you can still hear us, Zam, stop calling foul on Real Madrid and Barcelona, Zam. Man City have equally flouted the rules. They are guilty and they know it. I'm guilty and I know it.
I was going to say that. And you read my mind again, bro.
Get a room.
Okay. I want to address that. Okay, the thing is that why is it City is always the hated person? How about PSG? I mean, okay, let's say for this way, okay. The thing is that, like, what if it wasn't City who was in this position? It was some other clubs, like, okay, maybe Aston Villa, Chelsea. No, Chelsea. No one talk about it. Wolves. No one talk about it. If, like, let's say, someone got lucky, what if? Just go back to the time, if not, it's not City, it was some other club. We will be talking about the same thing because to me the issue has always been this, that the traditionally big clubs has always get the bigger piece of the pie.
Yep.
And the thing is that I'm not calling foul on Real Madrid and Barcelona. The thing is that, do you see the problem is that they are in debt. The country is basically, the government is bailing them out. But when it comes to City, suddenly it's a different ball. It's a different standards altogether. Like, we are buying success, blah blah blah. Like, come on lah, fuck this shit lah.
So Prem, I hope you are satisfied with the answer. He's guilty and he knows it, and let's just leave it at that. All right. So take Martial Azam, Jesus. He's a second striker, winger. Get back Adebayo. Jay, you gotta shut your trap for a while. And then if City can't bring in any striker to replace Kun, we keep on playing false 9 formation. They've done this before. They have no striker, and of course, because of injuries and stuff, Aguero has casted a gigantic shadow, a big challenge. I surely agree with that. By the way, City score can from any position. No, I agree. Agreed, Tiban. I did not like to think that City will go away from Haaland. They might go with the traditional Harry Kane, although United seem to be interested. Although Guardiola like mobile strikers. Yeah, a lot of contradiction in that as well. And next topic, please. Yes, we are about to move to the next one. Man City is not a club that I hate, but the fact that you deflect it just the Spanish darlings is not fair. Ha ha ha. PSG. Okay, Prem, you know what? We're gonna save this for another time because the next one that we've got quickly, right? This is let's spend about 10 minutes, guys, on this. Top 5 foreign strikers. We had a field day, man, selecting. we had names like Ali Dia. We had names like Ravinelli.
Benito Carbone.
Adrian Mutu.
Mataya Kezman. But then again, so this is what we came up with. All right. Feel free to disagree with us. So I've gone for Thierry Henry, Didier Drogba, Luis Suarez, Dennis Bergkamp, and also Sergio Aguero. While Haizam, of course, must be Sergio Aguero, Eric Cantona, Thierry, Didier, Fernando. And for Tiban, it's Thierry, Didier, Sergio, Dennis Bergkamp, and Gianfranco Zola. Look, there are a couple of similarities right here, but tips. Interestingly, Gianfranco Zola. How did he actually made into that list of yours? The top five foreign.
I mean, he didn't have the goals to show. Let's be honest. He wasn't, he wasn't a Drogba, Henry, or Aguero kind of scorer. He wasn't the Bergkamp kind of, flick here, flick there, the one touch. But when you watch Zola in that Chelsea era before Abramovich, right? He was that main factor for that team. Everybody played around him. He drew in like basically what you need from a striker. He drew in defenders. He created. He even did cheeky back heel goals and all that. And I just like the way that Zola played. He was tiny. He was little, but he had the flair, the flamboyant. I just like the way he played.
Okay. And Haizam, Eric Cantona. Wow, that one really stuck out like sore thumb. A City guy taking the legend of Manchester United, Eric Cantona. Explain your decision.
Okay, let's not forget. When Cantona came from Leeds to United, that was the spark that United needed. He was the talisman. So I think I'm putting away my blue tinted glasses this time around. Like Cantona was what Aguero is. For us City fans right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. Okay. I think the comments. Let's just comment. Okay. People, it's the top 5 foreign strikers.
That's why no Shearer. That's why no Shearer.
There's no Shearer.
That's why no Shearer, buddy. It's foreign strikers. All right. And the next one, no one take Edin Dzeko. Why should we take Edin Dzeko? Ridwan.
I want to address. What Amin say. As a City fan, brother, it's really hard for me to choose. I could choose. Gotha. I could choose.
Benjani.
Paul Dikov?
I could choose Paul Dikov. I can choose Paul Dikov. I choose Sean Gotha. But I think we need to look at the context, like the players that we know that has made a huge impact. I think I wanted to say this. The stats that Aguero have. If you talk about it on Ronaldo and Messi, that's world-class Ballon d'Or. Winning titles.
Sure.
So the list based on my list is that I'm picking teams based on one player per team.
Okay.
And for me, I think coming back to Cantona, why I said Cantona is that Cantona was the spark for United. And I think I remember that time when Cantona suddenly retired, right? United were at a loss, like, okay, so what do we do now? I think United fans can relate on that aspect.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And there's also one common play that we all took.
I think three common players.
All right. Thierry Henry. Let's talk about this guy. Because as soon as they announced that Aguero is going to leave Man City, the next trending name was Thierry Henry. Straight off. Right off the bat. Because the comparison was in full flow. Thierry Henry tips and also Kun Aguero. Is there ever any comparison or competition between those two?
When we spoke about the list, right? I didn't want to send in any particular order because I couldn't put either one of them on top. Like, I want to put Henry on top, but then I see what Aguero did. Then I want to put Aguero on top, but then you can't leave Henry out of the top. I mean that goal against United where Bartes was left, like what the hell? Or how he took the ball, how he takes it from the left flank and run, with his silky movement and then he scores. Damn, 2000, 2001, 2002, Henry. It just flashback in my mind right now. The fella was
prime Henry.
Oh man, it was orgasmic, lah. It was bloody orgasmic.
And Sam, I want to hear from you as well, right? The comparison between Kun Aguero and also Thierry Henry. How do we then separate the lines when it comes to those two magnificent players?
And don't put me at the spot like this, brother.
I have to do it. You're a City guy. I have to do it.
No, the thing is that with Henry, Henry came to the EPL. His Juventus career was, I would say, not fantastic. He was a winger.
Yes, correct. I was going to say that he was a winger as well.
And then he came to Arsenal. Wenger actually changed him to be this striker, prime Henry. It's really hard for me. If you were to ask me, like, okay, who do you put number one? I'm going to say, you know what, I'm not going to play this game. I'm going to say that both of them are good at their own rights, and the fact that Henry is the player that he will score the goals. He will score the goals. And I think and remember that time when he came back to Arsenal.
Yeah, he did it again.
His debut.
He read the lines perfectly well. Winning goal once again. And
Arsenal fan was say, you know what? That's a legend. Like he comes back, he did what Zlatan can do. It like come
Yeah.
on, how
Okay.
it's
Okay.
difficult.
guys. I think we can do it this way, lah. I'm just looking at some stats here, right?
You are definitely from
Yeah.
the reflection of your glasses.
Yeah, exactly. Aguero, 271 appearances, 181 goals.
All right.
Okay, we'll do the goal ratio. Henry,
Okay.
254 appearance, 174 goals.
Okay. So goal ratio is
Oh.
definitely Aguero. Aguero
No,
had the
Henry,
best-
bro.
Oh,
Only the goal ratio.
Henry.
Henry has the best. If you're talking about goal ratio, Henry was a
Henry was 8 goals behind Aguero only, but the
Oh.
games played was about 17, 18 games lesser.
Okay. All right. That should settle the debate.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Fair. And then the last one that I really want to touch on, King Didier Drogba.
oh.
I'm gonna go first, man.
Go
You
ahead.
know, he's
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
He's the biggest commenter. During the era when Chelsea was buying everything and sweeping everything off the shelf, he was the biggest commenter. He loves Arsenal. But the thing is, he loves the big times affair as well. Every single time when it's a final, when you need him the most, come off the hour, come off the man. Didier Drogba will always be at the forefront. And I believe that during that era whereby, the golden era of Chelsea, he was the vanguard of everything good for Chelsea. He was right at the forefront. He epitomized fighting spirit, that pride to play for Chelsea. And again, he was under Mourinho, man. So
Yeah.
everything fit in for him. Mourinho needed him, he needed Mourinho, and it was a really Hollywood success. And if there's one player that I would always envy is Didier Drogba. I don't know, I cannot speak for you guys, but if I wanted one guy, even for a day, to don on Arsenal's jersey, it will be Didier Drogba. I love his emotional act and just his celebration. His
Yeah, and then we ended with the tongue out,
Yeah, the tongue out.
I remember the game, the FA Cup final against United, I think 2007, if I'm not wrong. 2006, 2007, I could be wrong. And the game was such a bloody ball drag, right? Drogba comes in and what does he do? Scores the winning goal.
And tips, remember Bayern Munich final? It was
Yes.
80 plus minute. All right. Bayern Munich were all over Chelsea, boy. They had no prayers on them, and then came Didier Drogba once again. Bullet header. And that was really the hallmark that was the brand of Didier Drogba. When the chips are down, he will always come to your
Yes.
rescue, right? So wow. But you talk about
Drogba,
goals,
yeah.
right? You talk about goals. He's not high on the list, Didier
No,
Drogba.
he's not. He's not.
It's not. And-
Compared to some of the other players that we've missed out, like Van Nistelrooy or Van Persie, he's not.
True.
Yeah.
True. And with the mention of Didier Drogba comes another debate. Is he or Salah the greatest African players to have plied their trade in the Premier League? That's another one, right? That's another one.
That's another one.
Oh, I love this.
Pro Salah, he has broke all given records, all those standing records, everything, man. He swept clean everything. This guy. And goals, you cannot separate them. Salah and goal, they all belong in the same sentence. But then again, you talk about just achievement, just tangible achievement. The trophy itself. Surely you can't compare that to Drogba right now. Tips, you
I don't know,
agree?
man.
You're deep in
I
thoughts.
mean-
Come on.
Okay lah. I mean, Salah is great lah. Nothing bad to say about him lah. He's great and he's good, but he's no Didier Drogba lah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I think. Please don't kill me, guys. I'm being neutral.
Okay, let's see the comment, man. Let's see the comment. Let's see. Zam, no Robinho, Zam.
MJ, why you do this, MJ? That's what-
MJ is feeling it, man. He's on it today. He's on it. He's in the mood. Where is Van Persie, man? Wait, Van Persie. Why didn't he make the cut?
I don't know.
Zam tips, anyone? Van Persie, Maverick player, technically gifted, and he always has that taste for all those wonderful goals.
I don't know. I mean, he didn't make my top 5. If it has been top 10, definitely hands down he would have been there.
All right, fair
But
enough.
top 5, no. Yeah.
Fair enough. Suarez, Aguero, Van Persie, Drogba, Henry Devs. There you go. Speaking of the devil, Anelka, Nicholas Anelka. He has played, and you talk about just accumulation of transfer fee, right? He is the most expensive player right now. The most expensive player in the Premier League, or even in football history. The way he moves around, this guy is a footballing nomad. But one thing for sure, if he comes in, he will score goals for you. Nicholas Anelka, man, from West Brom all the way to Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, you name it all. He has done it all. Anelka, why didn't he make the squad?
I think it's also about the characteristic of the player. I think if you look at the list, that we have, right?
Yeah.
Generally, I think the players are legends on their own. You know,
Okay.
of their club. I think they are. If you ask the fans of the club, you know, of the fans in the club, I think they will all see them as legends. You know,
Yeah.
did the shit. Never had a lot of controversy in that sense.
I went for Suarez.
I mean, of the list that we have, right? I mean, apart from Torres in Zam's list and Suarez in your list,
Yeah.
I think every other players are club legends.
Yeah.
I mean Torres. I don't know if Liverpool deem him a club legend, and same for Suarez. But I think every other player are club legends. Anelka is a good player, but he was also like a journeyman.
He's a mercenary if you look at it.
From Arsenal to Madrid to to Liverpool to City. I think he played for West Brom as well.
He did.
Chelsea. The only club he didn't play for was United. He played for the rest of the.
He played
Big
for
Five.
Bolton as well, man. Remember?
Bolton.
He could have completed the whole league on his own.
Yeah.
Richard Henry very well. Henry was more of a wide forward who was molded slowly to a striker strike. And do you think that was the mold that a lot of strikers right now or players like Salah has actually now emulated from Henry's time? Cutting into from the wings and then coming up with those numbers. Do you think that he was the first ever to have done so successfully or to that degree of success in the Premier League, Tips?
Sorry, right?
For Thierry Henry, right, that wide forward position. Until he came in, I think nobody had that banging success until Henry took over that mantle. Do you think he has actually shaped that position right now in what we see in Salah, Mane?
Definitely
coming in
from the flank, right? From the left, right flank. Yeah, I think if from my memory, early memory from football that I have since early 90s, I've never seen any player who played as wide forward until Henry did that. He wasn't your typical number 9 or fox in the box, nothing. Half the time he runs from the halfway line and then he brings it in.
Yeah. And how do you mark him out?
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's him.
Okay. Inside the box, Aguero is deadly. I agree.
Yeah, agree.
Wholeheartedly.
Hands down.
He's a better finisher than Henry.
Or maybe Van Nistelrooy inside the box is deadlier.
Yeah. Henry, Torres, I think we are getting all the same, but one honorable mention as well. Zam, quickly, Mark Viduka, man. Mark Viduka.
We talk about it, remember? We did in the group. We talk about this top 10, top 20 list.
Mark Viduka. So hard to leave him out, yeah?
He is really good. Unfortunately, the journey that he took for the club that he joined, I wouldn't say it's really fantastic in that sense, lah. He wasn't able to show his full potential. I mean, granted, no, I'm not gonna say that he's a bad player. I mean, give credit when it's due. He's a good striker. I think one of Australia's considered top imports apart from Harry Kewell. But the fact that he didn't join a top club in that sense, I would say
Go ahead.
Unless you're talking about Leeds being a top club, lah, Tips.
No, bro. I mean, no. I'm just saying that. No. Leeds at that point of time they were a top club. Leeds are a top club. I don't disagree with that. My hatred for them is for other reasons. But with that being said, I mean, you don't need to join a top club to be a top forward as well.
Okay.
And I mean, Chelsea wasn't a top club with when Zola was there, in my opinion, though.
Okay. All right. Okay. Something came in. Something struck us. Really quick one. Let's not do top 5. Let's name just one worst foreign strikers.
Ali
Dia, bro. I think unanimous. Ali Dia. All right. One appearance for Sunderland.
Hey, do a quick top 5 for him, but he said he can name 5 from Arsenal. I can name 5 from Chelsea also.
Adeka and Adi Bayo got goals, but they didn't do what the top players and legends did: revitalize and inspire. True. And also, they just didn't stay long enough, man. They just didn't stay long enough to establish that kind of a rapport. Steven Gerrard for me is one of the best who didn't win the league. Alamak, Steven Gerrard.
Farid.
Thank you, striker. No, please forgive him. He is just out, right? He's out from reservist duty, and for the past 6 days, he has been stuck right in the jungles of Singapore. All right, Henry can do everything by himself. There you go. Again, Torres is a club legend for me. Tips. Yeah. No, I like Torres too, man. Beautiful.
I love him as well.
Graceful. Robbie Keane. We talk about him as well. Robbie Keane.
Yep.
Honorable mention, right? Tips.
Definitely.
Definitely.
This fella as well.
We
Central
spoke
bank.
about him
Yeah,
under
we
time.
spoke about him.
And then this is where the
So,
troll will all come in. So baby, and then
we
last
open
but
up.
not least,
We open up a can of worms though. Now, like,
we
we're
did
talking
as
about
usual. As usual.
the top five worst striker for the side. We open up a
All
can of
right.
worms already.
Whoa. I think again we can always agree to disagree, but then again there are a couple of really common denominators. I think players like Henry, Sergio Aguero, and Didier Drogba will always make the list because, like you all rightly mentioned, they were there long enough and they had that emotional rapport with the fans, and also like Kieran rightly mentioned, to revitalize that team. Okay, so let's go on, guys, to the next one quickly. A bit of a dead rubber, man. I don't see anything interesting about this tie between Arsenal and Liverpool. I don't know what we are playing for as well, even as an Arsenal fan. So there you go. I'm not going to waste a lot of time in this, but then again, I start with Zam Diola. Zam.
Ah,
Okay, I think it's going to be interesting if I show you a bit of contect right now. So you guys can go on for a while. Let me just show this up. Because right now, the rhetoric given by both sets of fans, there's nothing much for us to play for. Okay, so there's nothing much that we can actually, again, there's nothing substantial for us to achieve. I beg to differ. Let's go for Liverpool's case first. All right, let me
Yeah.
just share this screen. Okay. Let me just enlarge this so you can have a better clarity. Let me just see if I can do this. Okay. So you talk about the fixture right now. They say that, oh, what is there to play for? There's nothing much for us anyway. Even if we lose, there's nothing much we can make out of this season. I don't think it's a complete write-off, guys. Okay, because if they can get their acts together, look, Arsenal and Liverpool. Let's say, for example, again, the odds are not highly stacked against Arsenal, but Liverpool will come in as favorites, right? They win that one, and then also the next one is Aston Villa. We know what happened the last time. All right, we don't have to rerun history, Tips, right? But then again, they are playing at home. They are playing at home. Okay, and then the next one they have right after Aston Villa, they got Leeds United. Leeds United is never a good outfit for me personally at home. They are better away from Allen Road. And
Yeah.
then they got Newcastle at home. Newcastle, as we all know, the current mire they are in, they are also in relegation battle. They are facing relegation right in the face. So no, that could be a tricky one as well. And then the Manchester United one, that will be a big one. And then the next one, Liverpool playing at home against Southampton, West Brom. You fancy them against West Brom as well. And then you probably fancy them against Burnley. And last but not least, at Anfield. Tips, is it all done for Liverpool? Is it really nothing to play for them?
I mean, in terms of the league, they still have to play for the top four. I mean, if you look at the fact that they're playing against Madrid,
Yep.
if they don't, I mean, let's face it, if they don't beat Madrid, they're out, right? I mean, it's a given, right? And then they have to qualify for the Champions League, so they have all to play for, which is the top four.
Yep.
So I don't think I don't think the fans saying there's nothing to play for is I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Same for Arsenal as well, but yeah, I don't agree with what they say. Nothing to play for.
Zam, looking at the remaining fixtures for Liverpool, if they can just conjure up a couple of victories along the road, I think there's a fair shot for them, perhaps for the Champions League spot and outside chance.
I think barring the injuries that Liverpool has always been facing this season, right? I think they will definitely try to play to their stronger squad. Because I think I'm sure that the Champions League is the one that they have in mind. Because we talk about the Istanbul, the Istanbul repeat and all that. I think that is their focus. But other than that, I think they might go in strong. They want to get the max points available so that they can just push. Because if you look at it, the table, right?
Yeah, let me bring up the table.
Yeah,
Just let me
so
bring
they're
up
just
the table.
like okay, here the table. Okay, so
there you
from
go.
what I see, the table they are like 10 points behind Leicester.
Mm.
So I mean 10 points. I mean if you look at it, they still have a chance to go, to make it top 3, top 4. I think the challenge here is that if the United Liverpool game they get 3 points there, of course it's going to help them push up lah. So I think they still got a long way to go lah.
Okay, and also I want to listen to again all those people who are still chiming in live with us. Thank you so much. We've got about another just probably 20 more minutes to run. Do you think there's still something to play for in the season for Liverpool right now? All right, just type in yes or no. I want to take it from you guys in the comment section. Is there still something to play for Liverpool? Can they still qualify for Champions League? That's the big question. And there you go. Anytime I want it. All right, my wish will always.
I think Prem really has a very good point here with what he said.
Okay, and draw another two more games. They can kiss top four goodbye. They need to win every game in the last lap. The players will have to go all out. The defenders need to stay fit, and the balance will be right for the team. And then FJ mentioned, yes, there is still something to play for. Faris went the other way around. Nope, nothing to play for anymore. And then let's go on to the Arsenal part. All right, let's see if there's anything to play for Arsenal. Even me being an ardent fan of Arsenal, I don't know what are we playing for right now. It's literally Europa or bust. It's literally Europa or bust. But we look at the fixture right now, right? Tips and Zam. Take away Slavia Prague. Okay. So if we manage to get a victory, all right, if we get the 3 points against Liverpool, which is again not beyond any stretch of imagination. We
Yep.
did it last season. Of course, we can always counter in the fact that Liverpool were on the beach already by then because they got the league title wrapped
Yep.
up. That's why they didn't turn up. But hey, we got the 3 points against them last season. If we can translate that again this time, if we get the 3 points against them, and you look, we've got Sheffield United away from home. You could probably fancy Arsenal for that. And then you got Fulham at home. You got Everton at home again. Okay. Newcastle.
away.
I don't want to be a Newcastle fan right now because every single time when I look at their fixture, it gets harder and harder by the days. And the next one, we got West Brom. You fancy Arsenal at home against West Brom.
Definitely. Yeah.
This one, of course, this is the potential banana skin against Chelsea. Crystal Palace, again, not the best of field day, I would say, for Arsenal. It's a bit of a taboo ground. But then again, hey, this is the first time Selhurst will not have any crowd behind them. So again, you might fancy Arsenal. And the last one is Arsenal versus Brighton. By then, Brighton could have already sealed
Safety.
survival. Yeah.
Yep.
Zam, anything to play for Arsenal? If you're a fan, do you, again put in a bit of hope? Do you put in a bit of money for Arsenal to maybe? I'm not saying Champions League, guys. All right, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Champions League. That's definitely out of the equation. But again, if you take a look at the league table, somebody is going to be sacrificed in this race. Could it be Aston Villa? Tips. Could it be Aston Villa?
I mean, we don't know. I mean, you see, at the end of the day, from Villa or to West Ham, or okay, let's not even take West Ham. I think 5th and 6th gets Champions Europa League, right?
Yep.
5th and 6th.
And 7.
And 5th, 6th, and 7. Okay, 5th, 6th, and 7 means okay. Let's take from 5 to 10. West Ham to Villa, it's only a 8-point difference, right? And then Arsenal are well within the mix, and the teams that they have left to play, the Chelsea game is a potential banana skin. They've got Liverpool. Apart from that, they've literally played all the big guns.
They have, yeah.
So it's the teams that are technically below them. I mean, we all.
What about your team, Tips? What about Aston Villa? What kind of run-in do you have right now?
Oh, pretty tough, bro. Pretty tough. So we play Fulham next, right? And then after that we play City and then Liverpool.
Uh-huh.
And then we play like Crystal Palace, and then we play United, Chelsea. We've got United, Chelsea, Spurs, Everton, Man City, Liverpool to play. So it's not a good run-in, but a very tough run-in.
Who do you fancy?
But Jack's back.
Jack's back.
Jack's back.
Jack's back. Finally. But the tip, do you fancy Arsenal? If we just put realign our focus, collect all those points that's needed, do you think we can actually make a push for Europa? I mean, this is really sad, man. Pushing for Europa.
Arsenal can push for Europa. I mean, based on the table, based on the points and the games left to play in the fixtures, they can push for Europa. But speaking realistically, I think Europa would go to West Ham, Spurs, Everton.
West Ham Spurs, Everton. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair. All right, so let's go on to the comment section, guys. Aslan mentioned, always optimistic. The season is not over for any teams just yet. And then Kieran comes in. Yes, for sure. With Liverpool's caliber, why not? Of course, yep. I agree with you. Well, what to do, bro? Let's all hope that I'm wrong. Jayshan, on paper, it looks promising for Liverpool, but it's against the smaller teams, right, guys? That they always messed it up. Just hoping for a good UCL run. We go again next season. Liverpool won't win a single. Wow, really punishing, man. End of an era for Klopp, bro.
That is a strong statement.
It gets harrowing and more harrowing with each punctuation. End of era for Klopp. Things will change next season for Liverpool. Is it that bad, Zam? Is it that bad? Is it really that dire for Liverpool right now?
I do not want to be touching on people's nerve, but I mean, have faith, lah. Have faith.
Have faith,
it's just a speed bump.
Yeah. Europa League champions also get a spot in. Yeah, you do. So that's why it's Europa or bust for Arteta and Arsenal. No, just play UEL next season. Okay. And then while there isn't much consistency in what Arsenal need, is another Europa entry. It's good for them. Agents will push their clients to Arsenal as good as breeding ground for some players. Arteta will build again. I totally agree with you, Prem. Now I'm chiming in with that one. Smaller clubs. I think this season Arsenal have depth in their squad, focus on winning Europa League, let the fringe players who I think is capable enough fight for the Premier League. All right. So on to the match, guys. Tips. I want to go with you first. Arsenal, Liverpool. I don't want to touch on my captain's new hairstyle. That's really not appetizing for me to digest. But then again, if you're an Arsenal fan, is there any cause of optimism tips going into this match against the reigning champions of the Premier League?
I think Arsenal's going to do one over Liverpool here.
And explain, man. Explain yourself. Like you always do.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Arsenal just has. I mean, they seem to have turned the corner with their fixtures, and I think they know what they're up for. I think they're going to give a good fight, and I see them doing one over Liverpool, but it'll be a very tight margin. I think very tight margin. We'll come back to that when we do the predictor. Then,
yeah.
Or are we doing it now? Later,
right after this. Right after this. I've already prepared. I've already prepared the matches. Okay. Prem mentioned 2-0 Liverpool. Prem really has no love loss for Liverpool. Is it? Aizam, would this scenario materialize or pans out itself on Saturday night?
I think I agree with what Tip say. I think Arsenal will nick it. It's going to be a close fight. But I think with the fact that if Liverpool decides to focus on their Champions League game, right? I think Arsenal will pick it up. That's the most important part because the lineup will play a part. If let's say Arsenal definitely will put up their strongest squad because they want to get the points. But for Liverpool, the fact that 3 days later after the Arsenal game, they're going to play Real Madrid. Yeah. So it's going to be a good fight. So I think Arsenal will just nick it,
Okay.
Just nick it. Yeah. It's going to be a 1 goal different score, score like maybe it's a 1-0 or 2-1. That's about it.
With Jota coming back, it will be a close fight. No, I agree. Ever since that boy came back into the scene, he's been tearing it up, man. Both on the international stage and even when he came back, I think he scored a goal for Liverpool as well. So Jota is definitely tips. For FPL tips from tips. Jota, is this something you should gamble on? Jota?
To be honest, I don't have Jota in my team because I'm just waiting for my transfers to do it for next game week. But Jota will be coming in for the next game week, not this game week though.
Okay, all right. Good. There you go. Tips for tips. 0-0 snooze fest, please, boy. Please don't let this ever happen again. I rather go through another childbirth than another 0-0 snooze fest. I cannot take this anymore. And then, Prem, FSG sacking club is like SAF got sacked after the Aguero season. A lot of similarities there, if you want to draw comparison. And then Jota high chance to get injured. Prem, this is where we drop the ball, man. This is where we drop the ball. Okay. And then T Club will go strong for both games. LFC will win both. There you go. Somebody is revealing his club allegiance.
Win both? As in both.
Real Madrid, and also I think with Arsenal. All right, but then again, for me personally, as an Arsenal fan, I believe that we can do 1-0 against Liverpool. Not because we are superior against them, but just because how bad Liverpool have been this season. And again, coming back from international, it will be leggy for them, for them to get back into the groove. It will take some doing, and I think it's really great that we are playing at home because if we were to play at Anfield, it will be another slaughterhouse. So I'm glad right after international, and again, traditionally, Liverpool starts really slow after international breaks. So I'm taking that in. So hopefully that will be a good sign for me, a good omen for Arsenal, and I'm going for a slim one. I'll get to the prediction right after this. Okay. So the next one, let me see what we have. Stop it, 1-3 to Liverpool. FJ, you gotta text me as usual. All right, this will be one of our matches. Liverpool will lose both Arsenal and Madrid. Hey, what's up with this stream, man? Not many people have a lot of love for Liverpool. We're not involved.
I'm just putting a disclaimer here. We are not involved in this. No cancel culture.
No. We are not gonna touch on the club that cannot be there.
No. We don't dare. We don't dare to, right?
I scared it. He's scared.
I won't be surprised if Jota gets back injured. Liverpool always lose after international break. There you go. I prepared and Azlan is right. Okay, so let's go on, guys, to the last one. Today we are really keeping to the brief, man, and the timing. Okay, we are just about 5 minutes away before we wrap things up. Let's go on. There you go. This time around, I've already. All right, this is premeditated. I've really picked up the 5 matches that we are going to do. The first one first, guys. take a good look. These are the 5 matches for those of you guys who are involved, all right, in the prediction game.
Oh my
Tips, you okay,
God.
Tips? You're holding on to your heart real close. You okay? So we are going to do all these 5 matches. Just a kind reminder. All right, amongst us panels, the one that's leading right now is Tips. All right, just by 1 point, right? So
Yes.
Tips, you're on 3 points, aren't you?
3.
3,
Three.
and then me and Joel, we are 2. Of
2.
course,
And Aizam is the
the
Kosovo.
glorious zero. The glorious zero. Hi, Sam. So let's start off. Okay, Chelsea versus West Brom. Guys, for those of you who are involved in this competition, don't have, all right, to lay down your answers right now. You know the drill. Text me, WhatsApp me personally, and then we can actually count that in. So Chelsea and West Brom. I'm gonna go first. Chelsea, West Brom. This is going to be a 2-0. A 2-0. Zam, are you gonna help me out with this?
Yeah, I will write down for you.
Okay,
Just give
thank
me
you,
a
brother.
moment,
All right,
Okay,
so
uh,
Chelsea
so
versus
Chelsea.
West Brom, it will be 2-0 for Anwari. So I'll go with Tips next. Tips, yourself.
I'm definitely going for a Chelsea win here.
Yeah. Come on, Tips. You're leading, man. You're leading. You can take some.
I know, man. I know. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go with 2-0 as well, Chelsea.
You were saying 2-0 or 2-1,
2-0.
2-0, okay.
2-0.
Nah, man.
No,
I,
okay. I'm gonna change. Since Tips is going for 2-0, I'm going for 2-1.
great.
2-1.
Do that so that Mendy does. So that Mendy loses the clean sheet as well.
Oh yeah, man. I got Mendy in my team. Okay,
Oh,
whatever.
God.
All right. So 2-1 for Honore, 2-0 for Tips. Pep, Haizam Diola.
Oh man, I need to get my points, man. I need to get 1 point. Wow, man.
Come
Okay,
on.
okay. I'm gonna say it's a 2-0 for Chelsea.
2-0 for Chelsea. Okay. All right. So we will wait for Joe later on. Joe will tell us of his answer. Or should we predict for Joe? No.
I don't know.
No.
Later,
All hell
you
will break loose. Okay.
all hell will break loose.
All right. The next one, Arsenal versus Liverpool. Haizam, you might want to go first for this one, buddy.
Okay,
Who are you going for?
I will go 2-1 for Arsenal.
2-1
fight
Tips.
lah.
Yourself, Tips?
I was gonna go 2-1 as well.
2-1 as
Okay,
well.
you got
Okay.
2-1, Okay.
2-1 as well. Phew. Oh man, I think it's gonna be a 2-1, but something in me says that it's going to be a draw. I'm going for a 1-1.
1-1. Okay.
1-1. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Sam, everything under control? All good?
Yeah, good.
All right, let's go on to the next one, boys. Leicester City versus Man City. Wow. Zam, the last time you guys played them, you guys got torn. All right, you guys got cut in half.
5-2.
Jamie Vardy. 5-2.
Oh god.
And remember that narrative back then? Everybody is saying that that's the end of Pep. Pep can never get himself up and running once again. Man City is a dead club. Look where you guys are right now after the 5-2 dismembering act by Leicester and Vardy.
You needed
how
the
conf-
kick, yes, man.
how
You needed the
confident are
kick
you?
of the-
How
for this.
confident are you this time? Yeah, for this one.
I think it's gonna be a. Something tells me it's just gonna be a draw for some strange reason.
Oh,
I don't know
draw.
why. I think that City will drop point here.
Will
I'm
a
not
draw
gonna-
then create panic in the Man City camp?
I don't think so because you see the thing is that this game will come before the Champions League game. So I'm sure that Pep has a rotational squad for this game. And don't forget that I think Leicester last game or last 2 games they were picking up form. I think Iheanacho
3-1, 3-1,
Yeah.
5-0, everything. Yeah.
So I'm a bit cautious in that sense lah. No, I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw lah for this.
1-1 draw. Okay, so 1-1 draw from Haizam. For me, Leicester and Man City. Oh, I got a sneaky feeling there's gonna be a draw as well. Boo. No, I'm gonna go for City. 2-1 Man City.
1 City. Okay.
Yep.
Stop it lah.
Why?
Stop
Come
it
on.
lah. Since you go 2-1, I will go 2-0 Man City lah.
Okay, 2-0.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, got it.
Alright.
Okay, guys. Okay,
So
next
Tips has
game.
finally grown a pair, so he's going against me. Alright. So Zam, you got everything up, right? So all
got it,
written
got it.
now. So
Yeah, got
the
it.
next one, this is why we brought Tips back into the show. Aston Villa. Wait, when was the last time you guys enjoyed 3 points, Tips?
Oh gosh, Leeds.
When was that?
Fun fact, right? The past 6 games were the 6 or 7 games, right? Were technically our easiest run
Ooh.
over the season, and that started with the Newcastle game, and we've won only what Newcastle, Southampton, Leeds, and we've drew with Brighton, lost the rest. So I don't know, man.
But
I don't
Jack is
know.
back.
Jack is back. Jack is back.
Jack is
Fulham
back.
is good. Fulham is good. I'm gonna jinx myself, and I'm gonna go 1-1.
Ooh,
1-1.
1-1
Ooh,
for
1-1.
Steve. Whoa,
Okay,
1-1.
let me kid. Even 1-1. Okay, got it.
Okay, Zam.
What's-
Ooh. Tips. I hate to say this. I want to, you know why?
Go ahead.
Because Fulham is such a specialist, right? When it comes to draw, and
Yes.
they themselves need that point desperately.
Correct.
But because Jack is back, and I'm very sure if Jack is fit, he'll be back right into the mix.
Definitely.
The first team fold.
He's already training already.
He is, right?
Yeah.
You know, this is probably Villa's way of us announcing that, hey, Jack is back, man. 3-2.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
3-2 to Villa.
Damn son, bro.
That is- wow.
Yeah,
If I get this right,
I'll be honest with you, bro. I'll be honest with you. If you're gonna go for a Villa win, don't go for a 3-2 win. Only because yes, we have been sucky with some losses here and there, but I don't think we'll concede 2 goals.
really?
I think maybe 1. We have one of the best defenses along after City and Spurs. City and Chelsea.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
We have
You know-
we have not been doing well, but I don't think we will concede 2 goals against Fulham.
Nah, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. 3-2. Just because everybody is coming back from international, so maybe they are just a bit slightly disjointed. And you know, right? Tyrone. I think Tyrone was he playing for England?
He didn't play the last game. Watkins didn't play. They trained though, but they didn't play. So
Wait.
that's why I'm telling you.
Cash is out, isn't he? Is Cash
Cash
out?
is back. Cash is back as well.
Oh, so it's a good squad. Oh.
Cash is back.
I am doing 1-1 for one simple reason.
Uh,
Because I want to jinx my score. So I'm
fun?
willing to lose.
How
Yeah.
fun is it with tips? Okay, let's go. I'm gonna change it 3-1 then. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, tips. 3-1 to Aston Villa. Zam, yourself?
I wanted to say 2-1, but the thing is that what tips say, right? The fact that Aston Villa kind of have their full squad back, right? I feel that Aston Villa is gonna surprise the Magic.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for 2-0.
2-0 Villa.
Aston Villa.
Okay.
That would be the solid score. 2-0. Clean sheet. And
Okay.
2-3 points.
And tips, just before we move, we spoke about this guy. We
Of
spoke
course.
about him.
Yeah,
We
we
spoke
spoke.
about him, Prem. We spoke
Decent,
about him.
seriously. Prem, not decent, bro. He is a club legend.
He was
He
was
is.
Juan Pablo Angel. Wait, first and foremost, was he the first South American striker that actually achieved those numbers when it comes to goals?
For Villa, yes.
And just Premier League context, right? So I think he played in the late 90s, right? Mid 90s.
No,
late 90s.
early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000, yeah.
But by then, was there a better South American striker in the Premier League? From our distant memory, 92, starting from 92.
I mean, in the Premier League, no, I
Yeah, in
don't
the Premier
think so. I mean, if my memory
Aspila?
serves me right,
right.
Aspila?
Asprilla, but I don't think he was.
He did score a lot of goals. He did score a lot
Not
of
that
goals.
much.
He did a lot of
Nah.
flips. He did a lot of flips, but not a lot of goals.
No, I don't think any South American. No one comes to mind.
So he could be termed as the godfather of South American strikers, right?
Of course, bro.
John
Juan
Pablo
Pablo
Angel.
Angel. You have a name of a drug lord and then Angel, the angel there. Come on, he's a little bro. Like I'm Juan Pablo, with the cigar and then Angel. Like come on, bro. With the headband and the long hair.
Yeah, boy, the long hair. Wait, Falcao. I think Falcao had his posters up, man. Don't you agree?
Of course, I think Aguero has posters up as well.
Now you're getting ahead of yourself.
We move on.
Okay. The next one. This
Last
is a
one,
good
eh?
one. Manchester
Yeah,
United. Manchester United with Brighton. On paper, this is a complete shoe-in.
No, bro. How is it? Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton
That's why.
is good, lah.
I mean, we base it on theory, right?
Yeah,
this
on
is-
paper, yeah.
On paper, this is again Man United style. This is probably what I call a stat pad kind of match.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think it will pan out that way, but I think Manchester United is still gonna take the W. They're gonna hold the W. I think this is well, I don't think they are going to run away with this, but I'm looking at 2. I'm gonna 1-0, man.
Stop it, lah. Okay, good. 1-0. Take it.
1-0 for United. Tips?
I'm gonna go for a United win as well,
Okay.
but I think I'll go for
2-1. I know.
2-0.
tips.
2-0.
Oh, 2-0. Okay. All right.
2-0.
You want to go left from me? Okay. 2-0 from tips.
I want to go 3-0, but it's a bit too much, lah. So 2-0.
Zam, I realized something, Zam. You have never picked a win for United. Never before.
Yes.
Tonight is the night. Tonight is
You
the night.
need the
It's gonna
point.
break.
You need the points.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say Brighton's gonna pull it, lah. Looking at the table and looking at the table and their form, right? I don't see Brighton picking up the win, lah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. It's quite tricky. The last 2 games, they beat Newcastle and they beat Southampton.
They did. They are in a
Yeah,
good form.
but Newcastle and Southampton, come on, they suck, lah. Both of them.
But guys, the last time United played them, United needed a goal after 90 minutes, to beat them.
But that was when United and City both made slow starts.
They did. Okay, fair enough. But then again, you're talking about form, right? Just based on form, Brighton has they have the better form than United. United just came back from a defeat, against Leicester in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
In red hot form, Brighton. Most of the players will be well rested.
But you see, Brighton may have won their last 2 games against Newcastle and Southampton, both teams that are pretty much on a decline, okay? But previously, they lost to Leicester, they lost to West Brom, they lost to Crystal Palace.
Okay,
and they
are we not going to factor in fatigue, especially from international break? United squad, most of them actually played 2 games during this period, especially the English boys.
Maguire,
Luke Shaw, and then Rashford. Did Rashford?
Rashid did not, I think.
He did not. Okay, and then I know for Portugal, Bruno played. You see, and then Harry played. You talk about your right back. I don't think Wan-Bissaka played. But then again, Lindelof, was he even involved in any of?
No, I don't.
So
let's check.
I'm very sure Scott played for Scotland. So if you want to factor in fatigue into why are we giving so much thoughts about this United game?
Because we all want the points.
Why are we giving extra thoughts for Manchester United against Brighton? Damn it! Why? Can someone explain this to me?
Because you want the points.
We want the points. And because Joe is not around.
No, actually Joe is around. Joe, anytime you're ready, you can come in. Anytime you're ready. Bruno was suspended for Portugal's last game. Come on, this could be the make or break for Haizam, not for us, tips. Not
Thanks,
for us.
Jay. Yeah. But no. After Zam gives his prediction, I'm just gonna chime in something. So Zam, go ahead.
Yeah, come on.
United's gonna win it, lah. We are gonna break the curse today.
Why is it whenever you guys are talking about United and I'm appearing? What's up, fellas? What's up?
You should ask United. Why every time we talk about them, you appear? Ask United. Hey, come on, Joe. We want to hear it from you. United versus Brighton. It's so complex.
Brighton win 1-0.
Okay, write it down now. Joe, 1-0 for Brighton.
Okay. Wait. Zam give prediction, do you not?
Yeah.
Wait.
I haven't now. That's not my serious one.
I'm gonna say 2-0 to United, lah.
Okay, guys, I'm changing it. Zam has not gotten any points on board. He went for United win. Brighton's gonna win.
Oh my God, Steve, are you for real?
Okay. So let's just sweep it up. All right. So I'm going for 1-0 United. Joe is going for 1-0 Brighton. Zam?
2-0 United.
Ayo. I'm gonna go 2-1 United. I don't know
Zam, this is your only chance to win some points. Some points.
I need the point, brother.
Okay,
2-1 United. Okay,
United. All right, Joe. Since you are here with us, come on, Chelsea versus West Brom. Where are you going, son, with this?
Ooh, wow, this is beautiful. I think I'll go Chelsea. I'd go Chelsea 2-0.
2-0. Zam? 0. Wait, that's a popular scorer, isn't it? Everybody for
yes.
Okay, Mighty Gunners. Joe, your love, Mighty Gunners versus your favorite Liverpool.
Oh. Both clubs also in shambles right now.
Yeah. Like your club is on the up, huh? Like your club is on the right.
Yeah, we're in second place, right?
Yeah, they're coming from a defeat, right? Remember? They
doesn't matter.
Quarterfinal never make it, faster.
Like as though you guys are inside, huh?
Better we exited early, so we pay shorter time. Like hotel lah.
You guys need the Europa. If not, another year goes on for y'all to win the Europa League.
You inside Champions League, I'm very sure I'll see you again in Europa. No problem.
In this broadcast, two of us has witnessed European glory. Two of y'all have not.
Okay. But in this broadcast, only one of you, one of us got the gold trophy. One of us has win the gold trophy. What can I talk about the gold trophy when you can talk about your European success?
I do not want to talk
European
in this
success is
conversation.
European success. Goal is goal. Oh.
We are talking about Premier League, are we predicting for Champions League? No, we are not. Come on, stick to the brief, man. So
Terrible.
Liverpool,
Okay, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Arsenal's players have been performing in internationals, man.
Hey, Abang Mayang, new hairstyle, Joe.
Yeah. Oh my god. Let's go with Aubameyang's new hairstyle. He's gonna drop a hat trick. That's like a bloody Travis Scott kind of hairstyle, man.
Smoke weed every day. He's gonna.
So he's gonna do it. Astro is gonna bring it down.
Okay, what's the scoreline?
I'll go with 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
It's
All right.
Popular scoreline.
Another popular scoreline, and then Leicester versus Man City. Leicester versus Man City.
Buto, I'll make sure Leicester beat them. Let's go. Title race back on this weekend.
Title race back on this weekend, but Brighton beat United 1-0.
Yeah, that's right. The kind of logic
Never
Joe
know.
will come up with.
The thing is, I'm saying that United is going to win. So let him get some points and let me also get some points. I'm going with Leicester 1-0.
Oh.
Leicester 1-0. Okay. And then last one, Joe. Come on, Aston Villa Fulham.
Guess who's
You really needed to do that, haven't you?
Guess who's
Game? Who's going to watch that game?
Hey, bro. Guess who's back?
Is anybody going to watch? Come on, guys. The ones who are commenting right now, I don't see any of you commenting when I'm back, though. But guys, seriously, besides Deepan, is anybody else going to be watching this game?
Listen. If Aston Villa decides,
Man City scout.
if Aston Villa decides to fuck this up, you know for sure next week tips will not appear because he's getting married. Getting married for another 3 more weeks.
Whenever this Villa bottles it, he's getting married.
He gets married for 3 weeks. Because he did church, he did temple, he left with the mosque only.
You need that, man. What was your scoreline for Villa Fulham?
Come on, Aston Villa Fulham.
What's your predictions?
Hey, we cannot replay. We've done it already.
Come on, Joe.
Why does it matter? What does it matter?
Jack really is playing.
Yeah.
Jack is back.
Jack's back.
Jack is back.
Cash is back.
I think Cash is back. McGuinn is on fire.
3-1.
I'll go with Aston Villa. That boy, fire. Scotland is fire because of McGuinn, man.
What's the scoreline?
3-0 Aston Villa. Let's go. McGuinn to hat-trick, bro. Hat-trick.
Watkins. Okay.
Maybe Watkins, Grealish, and McGuinn.
Okay. Bruno Fernandes and Bruno Mars, are they related, Joe?
You go Mars and ask him.
3-0. And then no slim margin from Zam or Joe. No slim margin this time.
Arsenal beat Liverpool 2-1.
2-1. Slim margin, bro.
For me, man, who wants to watch Villa? Hey, this guy too much, huh?
Yeah,
You know
really
that-
don't.
hey,
But
that was a tongue in cheek, huh? Please don't take it seriously, huh?
If you're saying that, then who want to watch Anthony Martial? Buto, I thought you going to change your name. I thought you said you're going to change your name.
Okay, guys. So with that, we have already wrapped up. Zam, sorry, man, we overran. We were supposed to keep it to 90 minutes, but Joe, as usual, the party crasher, he had to come in. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Joe, where were you? Maybe the crowd want to know. Where were you for the past 1 hour and a half where we had a lot of fun without you?
Yeah, man. Today is the day, man. I need to go to church, so
Needs to be holy.
man. I have to be holy this week. It's a holy week this week. See,
Holy week
plain
this
water,
week.
guys. Not vodka.
First thing he came back, Buto. Everybody he couldn't never sanitize his language, huh?
I had to come out like this, no. The Satan still remains Satan, you see. Today is the day. Judas betrays Jesus, you know. Anybody want me to start preaching?
Are we going there? Are we really going there? But it's good to have Joe back. Joe, we are definitely going to keep it locked here. I think we might have a preview. We'll probably have a preview for the Liverpool versus Arsenal. I don't know what what is there for us to preview, but the preview is definitely happening because I think it there's more stake for Liverpool than Arsenal for me personally for this match. I think there's a lot riding for Liverpool, not so much for Arsenal. But look out for that, guys. There will be a preview show. I think probably an hour. We will announce this via our Instagram. And next Thursday, same on Scotland. Squad next Thursday. Are we all on? Do we have the same people? 9 p.m. still?
We're on.
So we're on. All right. So that's what we have next week. Keep it locked here. This is me, Anwari, Joe here.
Next week.
Pep, Haizam. Why? What do you have next week?
Let's take this offline, guys. This is it, guys. This is Anwar. This is me signing off. It's Haizam, Deeper. We catch you guys next week.
All right.
Take care.
See you guys next week, man. Have a good long weekend. It's public holiday tomorrow, man. Take care.
Those
Enjoy, go on. And Zam, before we sign off, can you do the longest Aguero ever known to human history?
Oh, betul lah.
Aguero!
All right, bye-bye.